Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, tell me about yourself in 5 minutes.
My name is Karthikeyan Singh. I belong to Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, which is situated in the north of India. It is known as Queen of Hills and also was Britishers' capital during British rule. It is famous for its heritage sites and for moderate weather. I live in a joint family which has 11 members. My grandparents, my paternal uncles, 2 paternal uncles and 2 paternal aunts. I have one brother who is deceased and I have one younger brother and myself. I have studied from Pine Grove School and I did my BLLB from Himachal Pradesh University and did my Masters from Chandigarh University with dissertation on gender neutrality with relation to IPC. My hobbies are art, music and trekking. I love art because it helps me relieve my mind. I listen to music during doing any work or studying, and belonging to a mountaineering area, I love trekking and I have trekked to Triund, Chudhar and many other mountains. Moreover, I am very fond of cooking. I have learned that from my mother and I cook all vegetarian dishes as none of us in our family are non-vegetarian and we prefer only vegetarian food.
And finally, your aim?
Yes. My childhood aim was to become an advocate. However, I also focused on mental discipline and stable lifestyle, which an army personnel has. Also, I have a keen interest towards adventurous sports, which army can give us. So, in order to achieve my aim, I make a perfect combination of JAG, which gives me an army lifestyle and also an advocate. Moreover, seeing me in NCC dress, my parents were very happy and the shine in their eyes was tremendous. The respect I got while wearing NCC dress was way above that I can imagine. The respect the army personnel get in India is way different from other people. Also, their lifestyle, their way of living and perspective is different from other people or other occupations. So, in order to have a better lifestyle, a stable lifestyle and adventurous lifestyle, being an advocate, I have aimed of joining JAG, which can give me a army lifestyle as well as an advocate lifestyle.
Okay, nice. So you belong to Himachal Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
What is your district?
Sir, there are 12 districts and I live in Shimla.
No, what's your district?
I live in Shimla district.
Shimla district. Okay. So in today's time, still there may be very cold there?
No, sir. From March till September, the weather there is very moderate. The temperature reaches from 15 to 20 degrees.
I see. What is the height of Shimla?
Sir, Shimla,
from zero level?
I don't remember exactly, but it is about 5 to 4,000
feet.
From sea level.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So your father has retired?
Yes, sir.
Retired from which profession?
My father was DP and then he became Additional Director of Physical Education of Himachal Pradesh and retired in the year 2020.
Mother is still working?
So my mother is still working. She is court master in High Court.
I see. And you have your grandfather with you?
Yes, sir. My grandfather was also working in HRTC department, that is Himachal Road Transport Corporation, and he retired in the year 1965.
Okay, can you tell me two qualities each of your father and mother, the qualities which you like?
The quality I like of my father is that he is very hardworking. Also, he has an objective to complete and he has a daily schedule which he often completes. That is one thing that I like. He is very well planned person and an organized person. Second quality which I like of my father is he is not afraid of anything. He is a courageous person and he loves to do each and everything, whether it is for female or male. Like if I take example, he can cook, he can wash clothes, he can wash dishes, he can do every daily household work which a woman does. The quality that I like of my mother is she is very calm. The situation does not matter whether it is a birth of a person or a death of a person. She is calm in every situation because she knows how to handle the family in every situation. She is not overwhelmed with the emotions. Second quality that I like is she is very hardworking and very punctual towards her work. She loves her work. She has been working in High Court for 38 years and she got opportunity to retire early, but she didn't wanted to retire. That is one thing that drives me also to work till the time your age makes you work. And also what I love about her, she does not divide her focus in many different things. She focuses only one thing and try to achieve that.
Okay. Okay. Now you told that your family is joint family. You are
Yes.
staying with your
Grandparents, two paternal uncles and two paternal aunts.
so are there other young persons of your age in your family?
Sir, my grandfather had 3 children, and each children had one children ahead. Out of 3 of us, one has died at the age of 18 due to accident, and now we are 2 children left in the family. My younger brother is doing MSc from Chandigarh University, and he did his BSc from Shunli University.
Achha. Okay. So tell me, how's your relationship with your younger brother?
Sir, our relationship is very strong. Being the only child of our parents, we did not have any real brother. So as a cousin brother, we formed a bond of real brothers, and we also share the same blood relation, which we often talk about, that we don't have any real brother, but still our bond is more than that real brother. We talk about every issue whenever we meet. We don't talk often.
So how we can define your relationship with your brother?
The relationship between us is very cordial, and it is very helpful. We love each other's company when we are together. We don't talk much, but that does not mean that our relationship is sour. The best part of our relationship is the silence, that even when we are silent.
Do you sit down sometimes with your grandfather and talk something?
Yes sir, I do sit down with my grandfather because my grandfather loves to talk on the new technology issues, what is going in the world, and also shares his experience, that what used to happen in their time and what is now, the difference between the generation gap, the difference between perspective of young and old person to see a thing. For example, if I take example of Ukraine and Russia issue, my grandfather had a different perspective for that, I had a different perspective for that. So I learned many things from him to how to see a world in much experienced way.
Right. Okay. So Simla, I've never gone to Simla, but yes, I've heard that it's a very beautiful place. Okay. Can you tell me something about Simla? Rather describe Simla.
Yes. So Shimla is the Shimla is the summer capital of Himachal Pradesh. Winter capital is Dharamshala. So Shimla is famous for its heritage sites. The best example that I can give is that it is having 4 heritage schools where British used to study. Bishop Cotton School, Loreto Convent Tara Hall, Jesus and Mary Chelsea, and St. Edward's. From our deceased sacrosanct Lieutenant General Bipin Rawat died. He also studied from St. Edward's. Also, moreover, the main attractions are the atmosphere. There are very less traffic as people travel or walk. They often walk to their offices instead of vehicles. Moreover, there are many restricted roads, so it makes very comfortable for a person to walk. Being a very less populated city with a population of 1,70,000, people often go for morning walk, evening walks, and the air there are many deodar trees which gives a fresh air to individuals.
Okay. Now tell me something about your friend circle.
The close friends or friend circle.
How many friends you have?
My friend circle is very big. I have not counted, but if I talk about my close friends, I have 3 close friends, and their name are Sahil Verma, Dhruv Pathak, and Bhavya Jain.
Sahil Verma,
Dhruv Pathak, and Bhavya Jain.
Dhruv Pathak.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me two qualities each of Sahil Verma and Dhruv Pathak which you like.
So Sahil Verma is an advocate, and he studied with me in my college when we both were doing law. The best quality about him is he is very helpful person. Also, he is very interested in his work. He takes interest in whatever he does. That also drives me to take interest in whatever we are doing. Moreover, he is very jolly person. Being around him always makes other person laugh because he is very humorous. His sense of humor is good. When I talk about Dhruv Pathak, he is very intelligent person. So his intelligence is of everyone's use, as he teaches everyone. He helps everyone in learning different things about laws, how to implement them, which we were not able to do in law.
Okay, okay. Do you find anything common between your close friends and in your father?
Close friend and father, sir.
Any quality?
The only quality which I found close to my father in my friends is hard work and sense of humor. When I am with them, I learn their work ethics are good. Also, their sense of humor is good. So the environment, the ambient around them is very good and workaholic.
Anything in your father which you don't like?
Sir, I love everything in my father, as I really cannot express that I don't like him. I love each and every quality of his. For me, he is the perfect man in this world.
Your stay with your father, how can we define friendly or formal?
Sir, the stay with my father is very friendly. I can talk to him about anything. I am not that much open to my mother. Studying in a boarding school also made a close relationship with my father, as I studied from 6th to +2 in boarding school. So whenever I used to come to holidays, I used to spend more time with my father rather than my mother, because of their work schedule also. My father's work schedule was way less than my mother's, so that's why I have a very close and very friendly bond with my father. He's like my best friend. If I say, you can count him in the list of my best friends.
Okay, nice. So, how many districts are there in Himachal Pradesh? Who is governor of Himachal Pradesh? Who is your member of parliament? Who is your Vidhayak? Then tell me, who taught you English in class 10? Who was your favorite teacher in class 12? Who was the principal then when you were studying in class 12? Who was dean of your college when you were studying at Chandigarh for your post-graduation? Then tell me, who is Defense Minister of India? Who is Education Minister of India? What is the highest rank in Army? Who is Chief of Army Staff now? Then tell me, how many commands are there in Army? And name some war fighting equipments of the Army.
Sir, there are total 12 districts in Himachal Pradesh. The governor of Himachal Pradesh is Jatendra Vishwanath Arlekar. The member of parliament from Himachal Pradesh are 4. They are from Mandi, Hamirpur, Kangra and Shimla. I know one of their name is...
Your member of parliament.
Yes, sir. I belong to Hamirpur district, and our member of parliament is Anurag Thakur. Anurag Thakur. He is the son of former Chief Minister Prem Kumar Dhumal. The favorite teacher from whom I learned English was Vandana Thakur. The principal of my school was AJ Singh. The dean of Chandigarh University was Rajiv Thakur. So the highest rank in army, executive rank is general, and non-executive rank, which is given to a person for his tremendous achievement after retirement, it is also called non-executive rank, is field marshal. There are total of 7 commands. The northern command is in Udhampur, Jammu. The eastern command...
Don't tell me locations, number of commands. How many commands?
There are 7 commands.
Okay.
When I talk about weapon or armory of Indian Army, the LMGs consist of Negev NG5, Negev NG7 and Insas, which have the bullets of 5.56. In assault rifles there are AKM, AK-203 and AK-47, which have the bullets of 7.62 mm. When I talk about tanks, there are BPM, which is for transport purposes. There is an upgrade version of it, that is BPN ambulance, which is for medical purposes. There is war tank is Arjun, which is the most convenient and most fearless tank of Indian Army. There is also one more tank, that is Bhishma, that is Bhishma. And sir, in grenades there are hand grenades, stun grenades, smoke grenades and landmines. The most prominent used grenades are M26 and M67.
Okay. Now tell me, when you are at home, generally tell me what you do in 24 hours. Means your general routine. Since the time in the morning you get up and till the time you sleep at night. So what generally you do, not on some specific day. Okay, what is your general routine?
Yes. I'll tell you the routine since I'm not working as an advocate now. I'm on a leave. When I'll be joining, that's a different thing. But in general, now my routine is I wake up at 6. I take bath and then I pray. Then I cook food for my parents as they have to go for work. I cook food for myself. Till 8 I'm over with that. We eat breakfast together. And after that I study for at least 2 hours. After 2 hours of studying, I do paintings and all. That is for 2 to 3 hours. Then I cook lunch for my father and me. After lunch I sit with my father and we discuss about some things. Then he goes for his work and then I study for 2 hours more. Then I play esports games like BGMI or Mini Militia for mental relief. At 5 I start cooking for dinner because my mother arrives at 6. So till 6 to 6:30 I cook food. Then I wash my feet and then I again pray. And after pray we eat dinner at 8. And from 8:30 to 9:30 the whole family goes for an evening walk. And at 10 we all sleep.
Okay, when you go to court.
Yes, sir.
What you told?
Sir.
You are actually preparing breakfast, preparing dinner.
Yes, sir.
When you go to court?
Yes, sir. I go to court at 10 o'clock. So I prepare food. When I have to go to court, I prepare.
But why you prepare the food? Your family consists of 11 members. Your aunts, maybe mother not at home.
Actually, my family, my nuclear family. If I say nuclear family is living in Shimla, they are working in Shimla. Our ancestor home or like our permanent address is Ghumarmi. That we go on holidays. Otherwise, me, my father and my mother lives in Shimla because they both were working in Shimla.
So you know cooking also.
I know cooking. Only vegetarian food.
Only vegetarian.
Yes,
okay. Potato and cauliflower vegetable has to be cooked for 5 people.
Yes, sir.
From the small teaspoon.
Yes, sir.
How much salt you will put?
Sir, for 5 people, I'll put, because we eat very less salt, so I'll put only one spoon, 1 teaspoon. Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Yes, you are cooking food, no problem. Tell me one thing. Now you are trying to become army officer through JAG entry.
Yes, sir.
When you were in class 12 or when you passed class 12, yes, did you ever try to go for NDA exam?
No, sir. Yes, because sir, as I earlier stated, my first aim was advocate. So after plus 2, I gave CLAT exam and I gave symbiosis exam and I gave HPU exam. So I was enrolled in HPU as I wanted to stay with my parents. After being in hostel for 6 years, I wanted to stay with my parents, so I did my law from HPU. So my first.
Okay. One thing. Okay. Your aim was to become a lawyer.
Yes. Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You became a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Now you have started practicing at High Court, yes, Shimla. But how did you change your aim now? Why did you change? You know, a good lawyer with good practice at High Court, yes, he can earn in crores. Yes. You can't get this much money in defense forces, Army, Air Force or Navy. Still, why you want to join this JAG entry, yes, Army through JAG entry?
Yes, sir. So my first aim was advocate and my second aim was adventurous, stable, disciplined and a very good lifestyle. For me, money is a very secondary issue. My primary issue is always health, and there should be an adventure in life. And there should be a story to tell about your life. And being at a very young age, 23, I know that I can practice at 33, 35. But being in army field with my passion, that is of advocacy, I can easily live a very adventurous life, a very healthy life, and I'll form a routine, a very basic routine which a person needs now. If we notice that now the average life expectancy of a person has decreased to at least 80. So I really want to live a very healthy and a very good lifestyle. For me, money is very secondary issue that I want for myself a very limited amount of money.
Have you ever were involved in some brawl, some quarrelsome situation somewhere?
Yes, sir. In hostels, as we all know, in hostels often boys fight. So I have been into different fights in hostel. But as we all were friends, so we used to fight and then get back together again.
Then if you fought with someone,
Yes, sir.
then after that, some enmity must have developed between both of you.
Yes, sir.
Then,
Yes, sir.
how did you handle it?
Yes, sir. Whenever I fought, after that I realized I used to give it a second thought that why did we fight, the root of that, and then I used to go to him and then I used to tell him that I used to say sorry, as we have to live in a hostel, we have to live together for at least more than 9 to 10 months. So I was the one who used to say sorry if it was my fault, and if it was his fault, I used to tell him. If he was fine with him, then I was okay, and if he was not fine, then also I used to say sorry and I used to tell that let's not be in a enmity term and let's be in a very friendly term.
Okay. Which games did you like?
Sir, I really liked gymnastics, football and cross country, which I played in.
Up to what level you have played these games?
Sir, in football I have played till nationals, and in gymnastics I have played schools, and in cross country I have played states.
Okay, football up to?
Nationals.
School nationals?
Yes, sir, nationals.
School nationals,
yes, sir.
Okay, right. What is the dimension of a standard football field?
Yes, sir. The dimensions of standard football varies from different things. In breadth it is 45 to 90 meters, and in length it is 90 to 120 meters. If I talk about Olympic field, it is around 60 to 70 meters, and in length it is around 90 to 100 meters.
Which country took the last World Cup in football?
The last World Cup was won by France. It was their second title overall.
Which country came second?
The country which came second was Croatia.
Croatia.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very small country.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still you play football?
Yes, sir. I played football till my college. I didn't play when I was doing masters, but I played when I was doing bachelor. I played football for my university and represented it at different level.
So your post graduation is called LLM, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is full form of LLB?
LLB is, sir, Legum Baccalaureus. That means Bachelors of Law.
Legum.
Legum Baccalaureus.
Okay. This law is very, tedious subject for general people.
Yes,
but, sometimes back there was some problem regarding some laws passed by parliament.
yes, sir.
That farmers के लिए, है ना?
Yes, sir.
So there was much problem at Delhi.
Yes, sir.
What were those laws?
Sir, there were 3 laws. I don't remember them exactly, but the 3 laws were Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act, the Essential Commodities Act, and the other was Farmers Agreement to Assurance of Farmers Agreement to Price Assurance and Farmers Services Act. These 3 laws were there.
Now they have been repealed, isn't it?
Yes, they have been repealed.
In your opinion,
yes, sir,
were these laws okay for farmers,
sir,
or really not okay?
So, but I think that people in India are very convenient in making an issue into a propaganda. So these laws were actually not a very big issue, but was made into a propaganda. These laws were for farmers' benefit. They were actually told that you have to transport your own good by yourself, in order rather than by through a bookie or through a person through some other person. So the whole benefit would go to farmers only, rather than the mediator in between. But there was a lack of understanding, not from the farmer side. It was from the government side. They were not able to convey to the farmers in a very easy manner. However, they tried to convey it, but that time people tried to mess things up. So that is one thing, that the lack of understanding between farmers and government resulted into a repealation of these laws.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, sir, I don't have a girlfriend.
Why not?
Sir, I have never focused towards that side as I was always busy in studies and sports. I do have many friends as girls, but I don't have a girlfriend.
But now you are, I think, 24 years old, isn't it?
Sir, yes, sir.
It is a marriageable age.
Yes, sir. I am a very stereotype of person.
I'm asking, why not to have a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
Is it a bad thing?
No, sir. It is not a bad thing. The only thing that I think is that I am a very stereotype of person. I would want my parents to choose a girl for me rather than me choosing it. Moreover, I am a very family type of person. If I am not able to convince my parents, that is a very low margin. By chance I am not able to convince my parents, then that would be unfair on that girl also and on me also. Rather than taking that risk, I would rather prefer that I'll prefer a girl that my parents would choose, and I would give her a better lifestyle than me choosing a girl.
Okay, whom you consider your hero?
Sir, my idol.
Your hero.
Hero. Sir, my hero is my father.
Basically for what?
Yes, sir. I consider him my hero because I have seen, I have listened, and I have actually tried to live his lifestyle, which is very hard. Belonging to a very poor family, he was able to reach at a very high level of his post by his sheer will of hard work. Also, whenever I listen from other people, the only thing that I love about my father's hard work is that his hard work actually paid off when Himachal was able to get different medals which Himachal was not able to get before. After my father's appointment, Himachal won silver, gold medal in different sports, and I have also played for Himachal. Himachal was very poor at sports. We used to lose at every national, but when I see my father working for sports in the field of sport, I learned that how you can improve yourself and how you can help your nation and state to develop also.
Which party is ruling in Himachal Pradesh?
Now Bharatiya Janata Party is ruling in Himachal Pradesh.
Told that yes, your member of parliament, Sri Anurag Thakur.
Sri Anurag Thakur.
From?
Hamirpur.
No, from which party? BJP?
From BJP, yes sir, he is from BJP.
So means if people voted for BJP, then only they are ruling.
Yes sir.
It means you like BJP.
No sir, actually I don't like BJP or Congress, but yes, I did vote for some party that I cannot disclose as we have right to privacy regarding our votes. But yes, I do what I look in a person is his personality, his work towards his state, his work towards his district, and what he is doing for people and what he is doing for youth.
Okay. Sometimes back in during COVID,
Yes sir.
Two serials were coming, Ramayana and Mahabharata.
Yes,
Did you watch the serials?
Yes, during COVID I didn't watch, but I have watched this serial before in my childhood.
Means you know the story.
Yes sir, I know the story.
Which story do you like?
Sir, I have loved Ramayana more than Mahabharata.
Acha. Why do you like Ramayana more than Mahabharata?
Yes sir, Ramayana, for me Ramayana was a very different, and the way of I see the world, Ramayana is that kind of world. In Ramayana, I really learned about how the society can affect your relations and how much educated you are. Even one mistake can cost you your life, and that is two lessons that I have seriously learned from.
Who is your favorite character in Ramayana?
Yes sir, this could be a contradicting statement, but my favorite character was Ravan. Considering the knowledge he had about things, he had knowledge of everything. He knew everything of something, and he was a very knowledgeable person. He was one of the most loved person that Lord Shiva has loved. So for me, he was like a person who had knowledge of everything and cannot commit a wrong. But from him, what I learnt was that sometimes that knowledge can become overconfidence and can harm you in a very bad way. So that is, but I do love Ravan because of his efforts, his hard work, and the thing he did to become the most knowledgeable.
But he took wife of somebody.
Yes sir, that is
Lifted.
Sir, that is one thing that I am saying, that knowledge became his overconfidence, that he thought that he has the right to do anything in this world and no one can punish him for his wrong. Even though considering that he took wife of other, after that he tried to rectify his mistake he did not touch Sita at all, if we see from Ramayana. But the only sin that he did in life was abducting the wife of some other person.
Do you read newspapers
Yes sir, I do newspaper. I do read newspaper.
on your mobile or physical newspaper?
Physical newspaper and very less.
Which paper do you read?
Sir, I read the Tribune and Amar Ujala because these are the newspapers which come to our house.
Tribune and Amar Ujala.
Yes sir.
Generally, which one you read?
Sir, Tribune.
Tribune.
Yes sir.
Who is chief editor of Tribune?
Sir, chief, I have never.
What is its daily cost?
Sir, 3 rupees and on Sunday it's 5 rupees because there is some additional.
Can you tell me by which name it gives supplements? In a week, 3 or 4 days, it must be giving 2-page extra supplement by some name.
Yes, sir.
So, what are the supplements it is giving?
Like sir, supplements like you say, I remember.
Sometimes, Bollywood, sometimes education.
Yes sir. In Tribune sir, on Sunday there is always an extra page of sports. Otherwise on normal days there is a sports page which is attached to it, but on Sunday there is an extra page of sports and matrimonial sites, matrimonial offers.
So find out who is chief editor of the Tribune. Okay, right? Okay. On TV, you watch TV, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what type of programs do you like?
Yes, sir. I like comedy and horror programs. In horror, I want for horror programs I want Discovery, Haunted, The Haunted, and Fear Files on ZTV. And for comedy, I watch Bhabhi Ji Ghar Pe, which airs at NTV.
Discovery.
Yes, sir.
Generally, which program you like?
The Discovery horror program, The Haunted, and Man vs. Wild.
Man vs. Wild.
Yes, Man vs.
So again, it is coming back to your adventurous nature.
Yes, sir.
You have been going for trekking also,
Yes, sir,
no?
I have been
Okay, very nice, very good. Tell me, what is GDP of a country?
GDP of country. Yes, sir. The GDP of country, nominal GDP is $3.79 trillion, and whereas purchasing power parity GDP is $11.873 trillion.
For India, you are telling?
Yes, sir.
Present?
No, yes, sir. Nominal GDP is which people offered site are not able to distinguish between is nominal GDP is sir $3.79 trillion, but there is purchasing power parity GDP also, which is also known as GDP PPP, triple P, which is yes, sir.
For some times back, it was $2.69 trillion.
Yes, sir.
Then again, it was revised to $2.96 trillion, but $3.71 trillion, is it not too much?
No, sir, I have studied about it.
Yes. What is aim of our Prime Minister?
Yes, sir.
GDP aim for up to by 2024?
Sir, I don't know.
$5 trillion.
Yes.
He has been telling this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is happening in the world?
Happening in the world. Sir, first of all, I'll talk about Sri Lanka crisis. A curfew was going on where a violence broke between policemen and the curfew, and one was killed and 2 are injured. So the people have decided to take the curfew to a next level and will sit on roads for next 1 week or 2 weeks. The other news is coming from sports world, which I studied was the son of legendary footballer Cristiano Ronaldo has died, the baby son. The other news is the Ukraine and Russia, which is very prominent news. It is the negotiation is still going on, but still they are not coming to a one peaceful treaty or peaceful way. I'll also talk about the Pakistan PM issue. He has been under the non-obedience mandate. The parliament has passed it. I don't remember exactly, but I think the Pakistani parliament has passed it. Also, India has also achieved on its level about the BrahMos missile. After 7 attempts, it was successfully launched on April 20. Also, there is regarding our law or legal terms, a new law has been passed, that is Criminal Procedure Identification Act 2022 has been passed in Parliament and the President gave assent to it on April 20, 2022. This act actually empowers police to take biometric scans, fingerprints of the criminal or of the convicts to help in solving the criminal case.
Okay. As law student, what's your opinion regarding some phrase is going on?
Yes, sir.
Bulldozer Baba, bulldozer something, the houses of some criminals or some offending people getting demolished.
Yes, sir.
Do you, as a lawyer, do you approve this? Is it okay?
Sir, if as a lawyer, if I see from a law perspective, if they are made in a very illegal land, then the demolishing is not right, considering that, because after there are many now houses, if you see the government schemes or government laws, the houses have been made illegally, considering people are opening basements. So their houses, if are made illegal, should be kept like this, as house is the shelter of a person which he has made with his hard-earned money. Instead, they should give them a warning, or government should at least take money from from them of the land they built illegally. Demolishing is not a very good option, considering then that would be unfair to them, because the houses nowadays are made illegally. As I cited the example, people are opening basements for monetary values. People are passing electricity in attics which are not allowed. So for me, demolishing is not one good solution of.
Okay. Can you throw some light about Indo-China relationship?
Sir, I haven't studied much about Indo-China relationship, but I know this much, that the relationship between India and China is very diplomatic. However, there is bitterness in our relationship, as China is indirectly supporting Pakistan when it comes to trade. Also, it became more bitter when during Afghanistan issue, as India was supporting Afghanistan, whereas China was indirectly supporting Taliban, in the manner that when people were evacuating their citizens from there, China was the only country who had opened their embassy, who left their embassy open in the rule of Taliban, saying that that they will not harm their citizens. That is where India and China had a contradictory argument about something, and that is why I think the relationship between China and India is not very good, even though we import different things from China, but now India is making those things on their own.
Okay. Now tell me, why should I select you?
But I think that I as Karthikeyan is in his best mode, which I could be, and I could contribute to a nation in a very good manner. Also, if I think I am perfect for the selection in SSB, because I have all the qualities which a person sees in a good soldier or in a good commissioned rank holder. Also, I am not saying you can select other people also, but considering that, what I think that I am best for the organization, and I will give something valuable to the organization, and not selecting me could somewhere harm.
Okay, nice, very nice. Okay, we had very good discussion. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, now feedback on all this. The first thing, when you were speaking, you might have noticed that many times when you were answering, in between I had to ask another questions.
Yes,
and it happened very frequently.
yes, sir.
I can say 70 to 80% of times
Yes.
I had to cut your answer
Yes.
and ask another question,
Yes.
and all like that. So my observation is that you are sometimes or very frequently over explaining your answers. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and your speed is bit faster. Okay,
Yes,
speed is bit faster.
Yes, sir.
So make a habit of talking with some comfort.
Okay, sir.
There is no hurry.
Yes, sir.
You can talk comfortably
Yes.
with little lower speed, and don't explain too much. See, the answers are sufficient,
Yes, sir.
then answers are optimum,
Yes, sir.
and the answers are over explained. It should be optimum.
Yes, sir.
Whatever answers are required, that, but no over explanation is not required.
Okay, sir.
So just try to control the length of your answers.
Yes.
Okay, and rest of the things are fine.
Yes, sir.
and keep smiling. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.